Good morning and welcome to another video by Russia UK, the channel that gets under the skin of Uber. Right, what day is it today? 25th, I think, of February. It's quite important, that date, and I'll tell you in a bit why it is. Now, Dara Shahi, the CEO of Uber, has submitted a white paper to the European Commission. Now, over the last few months, actually, I've stopped giving prizes out on this channel for people guessing what the title of these white paper will be. And the reason is because it's become so obvious these days. Okay, but I'll tell you what it is, just in case for our new subscribers. It's titled "A Better Deal for Platform Workers." Another deal. You know something? I'm getting fed up of these better deals. I don't know about you, but the amount of better deals Uber's been, giving my way, I'm just getting, totally loaded as well. The amount of the pay has increased through these better deals. So, but here's another one, and they have put that better deal to the European Commission. Now, the thing is, right, Dara, he seems to be in a rush to get this paper through, actually. And he goes, I'm not going to show you the white paper, actually. It's quite a tedious thing, and, it's probably just bore the pants out of you. So anyway, he mainly talks about how he wants to improve the condition of the workforce. You wonder why, don't you? Nothing to do with the court case in London, but you wonder why. Now, the other thing is, right, look how coincidental this is. The white paper he's launching today is exactly the same day, right, the European Commission are launching a consultation. And their title is, now I'm not saying Uber's copied this, "Improving Workers' Condition for Platform Workers." You just have to love Uber. Now, let me just go back to America for you. Now, this is exactly what they've done last year, I think, in California. They spent millions of pounds, well, dollars, on a thing called Proposition 22. Now, basically, in a nutshell, that is trying to make gig workers, drivers, Uber drivers, them sort of people, making sure they're still independent workers rather than employees. So that's the background to that. But I just can't understand, why is Uber suffering from memory loss? Every time it goes to court, they lose. When they're actually confronted in front of the judges, the penny just doesn't drop for them. They just can't understand. The thing is, they need to understand that once you start implying certain criteria, certain conditions, you are bordering that employing that person. And the reason you don't want them to do this is not by, threatening drivers about losing their freedom, like you've done with the last email you sent out to them. That is a threatening email. Do you want to choose because there's a chance you might lose your freedom? It's not because of that. It's because you just don't want to fork out extra payments you're going to make to the government of that country. Because when you take a case to court, especially like this, where there's money involved, the court acting as a sovereign to the country, they could see pound signs dropping. You are never going to win that, because they know there's money to be made out of here for the actual establishment. So this should have been actually sorted with the drivers outside the court. But you don't know what TfL's, Uber's motive is. You know, we've seen the amount of times they've, you know, gave millions to TfL just to keep them happy. Because they know by giving certain millions now, on the long run, they save actually money. You know, but let's just go back and look at, you know, our driver's side. And this is where they have their work cut out, because they can't just sack anyone right now of being an employee, you know, instantly anyway. You know, you have to go through a certain modules. Because some driver, some rider has said, you know, this driver doesn't look the same as on the app. You know, just because they want to get a free ride out of it. No, they can't just do that anymore. They have to go through a right process of deactivating you, where before you're gone, they don't even want to know. And with a minimum fair wage, I mean, this is my question to everyone. If you're saying, and me as well, are saying that we do earn more than the minimum wage, which we do, which, you know, not now, obviously, you know, it's a different time, but hopefully, you know, we will do again. Why is Uber so adamant to deny that? Why don't they say, yes, you do? And even if we agree with you, you know, we don't mind you paying you minimum wage, but the reality is, right, you earn more than minimum wage anyway. And the reason they don't want to do that is because once you do that, you lose control of your drivers. You lose control of their earnings. You know, it's like, for instance, now, over the last year, the likes of Uber, Ola, Bolt have arrived on the scene. You could instantly, and I've discussed this many times on other videos, lower your price, start giving fixed rate, this, that, on hurting the drivers, but for your benefit, because you know, by keeping them Uber riders in your side, telling them we got it fixed now, you could go to them certain places half the price, you are actually controlling them. It's for your own benefit. You want to keep excessive amount of drivers on the road, regardless of what they are earning. And just recently, you had two drivers, Yasin and James, who just won the court case. Now, people are arguing with them. Some are saying, look, they've ruined the trade. I see both sides, to be fair, and I'm siding with precaution. Uber's long-term motive, to me, seems very, devilish. I'm not 100% convinced that they have the drivers in mind over the shareholders. Not convinced at all. I think the end game is having everything for nothing with Uber. Yeah, I'm hating the way currently they're using the term freedom as a tool just to get them out of the pit, setting off drivers between themselves. You just can't use drivers as a tool. And look at TfL. What's Uber doing with them? Knocking on their doors and saying, look, TfL, don't worry about the emission targeting off of London. I've got 60,000 drivers who will be using electric cars by then, probably 2 years before your target. And who do you think is going to pay for that vehicle? You know, and how much are they? About £30,000 minimum. Yes, you are. And today's earning and climate, if you were to buy one of them in the next year or two, you'll be struggling. Anyway, let's see what happens in Europe. I'll obviously keep you guys informed over here. Personally, I think they'll struggle. How much cash have they got to throw at this? You know, they do have a lot of cash. That's one thing they do have, trust me. You know, so will Uber change? Or will Uber just be Uber?